My name's Madeleine and I am the interim assistant head teacher at Newby and Scalby Primary School. So I have lived in Scarborough all my life. I always wanted to be a teacher, and it's quite interesting that one of the teachers that works at Friarage School is the one who inspired me to be a teacher, and she's still working there now, so I'm actually working with her now as part of the trust, which is an experience I never thought I'd have. But yeah, I always wanted to be a teacher, and I trained to be a teacher at Bishop Grosseteste University in Lincoln, and then came back and secured my job at Newby and Scalby Primary School. So that's me. So I've worked in my current job role since January 2022, but I've worked at the school since about September 2017. So I started off as a maternity cover in a Year 6 teaching role, and then I secured my job as a Year 6 teacher in September 2017, and then I started looking at aspiring middle leadership. There was lots of CPD opportunities that I kind of started to take advantage of to start to look at what middle leadership looked like, and then I moved on to maths and started to looking at middle leadership in maths and started taking on lots of other areas. And then in January, I applied for the interim assistant head teacher, which means my role has changed quite significantly. I'm now part in class, part out of class, responsible for Key Stage 2 and continuing on some of my middle leader roles as well. Teacher coaching, performance and data. So lots of differences to the role that I started with, but just building on all the experience and everything that I've gathered since I've been there, really. I went round a few schools, and actually I think you can tell a lot about a school by the way it feels when you walk in. And I remember being asked that question in my interview, why do you want to work here? And I said, I just really like the feel of it. I felt that there were open doors, that I could go into any classroom and feel like that somebody wanted to speak to me, to tell me about what they were doing, what the children were learning, how the children were eager to tell me about what they were learning. And it was that really friendly atmosphere where children wanted to learn and the adults were so enthusiastic about what they were doing. And that's what I said as my answer to my interview question as well, and I didn't budge on that either. That was what really secured it for me, as Newby being a nice place to work. Best part of the job will always be working with children, always. You get to see maybe an idea click, or you get to see the impact of something that you've been doing outside of the classroom and the impact that then has on their learning, and just all the conversations that you have with them as you watch them develop and grow in confidence, and then transition into secondary school, and you can see all the impact that primary school, all their years at primary school, has on them. So we have a good track record of developing CPD. We have lots of teachers who started off as high-level teaching assistants, as support staff, and they've come a long way. Some of them as class, in fact, all of them have come along as to be class teachers, now in charge of their own class, completed their NQT years. So there's lots of progression for lots of staff who have taken those CPD opportunities, and then lots of them are developing into middle leaders. And it's just a place where everybody wants the best for the children, and the opportunities that we want to give them around working within the community, pushing themselves and being the best that they can be. So I think a lot of the collaboration side of things has been really useful for me, and so particularly working with the other primaries in the trust, we did joint subject reviews where we could try and help each other to improve the certain subjects in school, but also it's really useful working on some of the digital strategy stuff that I've been working with across the trust, and making sure that we've got a shared vision that we want that the secondaries understand what primary schools need, and that primaries understand what secondary schools need, and that we're working towards the same goal. All the work that we've been working with, like the Director of Science within the Learning Trust, and all the collaborative science work that we've been able to do, and just continuing so that when children go to secondary school, that we've had transition opportunities, and it just makes it even easier to do that as part of the trust. I think I've been asked before, would you see yourself kind of stepping out of the classroom a bit? Because I still am in the classroom at the minute now. That's where the joy comes from, and that's where you can see the real impact of what you're doing. All the strategic side of things, you can see the actual impact it's having on the children, and the curriculum that they're being offered, and the experiences that they're having, and just continuing to see the joy in learning. I wouldn't want to miss that. So as long as it's working with children, but I'm not seeing myself going anywhere soon.